Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on EA Sports. The Titans come into today's matchup wanting to find a way to walk out of the stadium with win number 5 on the season. It's the Texans going up against the Titans.
All right, thank you, Larry. We are across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Ground, this is where, and they're able to get this one across the 35. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Watson, off play action. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Throwing on third down, Watson going deep for Hopkins. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Defense showing blitz. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, You've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Six yards here to go for the offense on second down. Now Mariota. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney merciless. From that outside linebacker spot, he's able to get in there for a loss of 9. Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. From the gun, Mariota. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Leonard Williams in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Here's Brett Kern now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Fielded at the 43. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 34 yards there and a first down.
You gotta love everything about that run, except for maybe a couple of things. You gotta wonder, do you fight a little harder to get into the end zone instead of going out at the 2-yard line? And I know one thing. The fantasy football guys, they are not too happy that he went out of bounds there instead of trying to get into the end zone.
They run again with Ware. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Spencer Ware with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
second down. Mariota under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Leonard Williams in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, you know, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. They'll run now with Ware. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio. Here we go. Ohio. Ohio. Flex round. Flex round.
Play clock winding down. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Going deep for Hopkins. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Matt Darr to kick it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And tough starting field position here. They begin with Henry. And an alley to run. And he gets this one up just shy of the 35 to the 34. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
On the run, it's Ware. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that, because if they control things.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Kevin Dodd in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack. Although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't, because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that. And the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
Watson now to throw. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. They run it here. Ware. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Let's go. Brand 38.
To throw on second is Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 19 down to the 19, and it's a first down. On first and 10, Watson steps away to his left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on first and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning, so maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Tennessee after this. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's first and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Now they try the right side here. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. And this offense on third down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. And his kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it 1st and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They go play action here on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead is swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And his kick is right through. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
First down, Mariota. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. A first down throw for Mariota. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Room to run inside the 40. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Mariota on first down. Uncorks one for Davis. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get one step. If you're within one step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that looks like an extra step was involved.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this out to about the 38-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. From the 50, it's Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And some room to work. And look out. I think he's going to go. Touchdown, Titans.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
Running this with a wide receiver, Fuller. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Time running out here on the play clock. On 2nd down, here's Watson. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Texans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Watson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Taken in at the 22. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Titan football. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. On second down, here's Henry. Space to maneuver at the 40. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Mariota. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be fourth down. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here's Watson, option left. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38.
Operating from the gun. Watson eluding the pressure right. Going deep for high. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Back now in Nashville. Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Mariota now on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The Titans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Mariota now. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Here we go. Brand 38.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And ready now for 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Flex round.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's at the 21-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Gives to Henry. Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Titans on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. And here comes the Texans now. And, Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsauer? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here telling us stretch this thing out a little bit?
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll run it now out of the gun. Where it gets hit, and the ball is loose. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's got some space here.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Now a play fake here on first down. Dancing to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Williams in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Off play action to Henry. Here's Mariota. Steps away. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Mariota to throw it. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Leonard Williams in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And an alley to run. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Throwing, Mariota. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 2nd down, Mariota again. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Forbath out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, he shifts past him. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Houston. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Titans, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Nashville, good night, everybody.
Oh,